All right, so we're going to start our bionics reading. It's the last thing for today. And I have a science journal, which is just another composition notebook. I wrote the date and the title. I just copied the way it was here. And I'm going to start by just looking over the front. This you can't see, but it's actually a bionic arm, and it says, "From bi as in life, onyx as in electronics, the study of mechanical systems that function like living organisms are part of a living organism." So it like takes the place of something that you no longer have. So the first word is phantom. So in the later pages you'll see something that says word-wise, and a phantom is something not real that exists in someone's mind. Then they have the word sensors. It says a sensor is a device that detects signals. An amputee, someone who has a limb removed. And so I'm going to write, after I write my topic, if I can't come up with enough facts, connections, or questions, I am going to put a definition in there. I will say this though, I already have one connection. I know somebody who is an amputee, so I have a friend who's an amputee. And I will probably write that connection right now. They lost a leg in a car accident. accident. I wonder how the people lose their limbs in this story, if it's similar. Amanda Kitts enters a daycare classroom. I'm going to zoom this down really quick. Enters a daycare classroom. "The robot arm!" kids cry. "You remember this, huh, Kitts?" She holds out her left arm. A boy reaches out to touch her fingers. They are made of plastic. Underneath them is a network of electronics. They lead all the way up to her artificial arm, which fits onto a stump. The stump is what remains of the arm Kitts lost in a car accident. Oh my gosh. So that is one of the ways. An image of Kit's former arm lives on her brain. It's called a phantom. When Kit thinks about moving her arm, the nerves that were once connected to her arm send signals. These signals are picked up by sensors in the artificial arm. They are then changed into signals that turn motors, and the artificial arm bends. So I guess my question is, this was a connection. My question is, if you are born with no arms, could you get an artificial, like, phantom arm? If you are born without an arm, could your brain still have a phantom, Phantom, phantom arm? I don't know. Just maybe they'll answer that. Kit proves that even though a limb may be gone, the nerves and the part of the brain that controlled it live on. They are like dangling telephone wires. They sit there, that's a mistype, they sit there waiting to communicate. Crazy. Doctors have begun to connect these nerves to motors. As a result, Kit's artificial arm does amazing things. I like that we can write on these. You can't see, but this is actually a picture of a soldier. And I'll show you the original article. So this is him. He has actually 2 artificial limbs. Tomorrow's people. Kit, so this is called the subtitle, and this is called the title. Subtitles, this tomorrow's people, that means that this is, the topic is probably going to be telling us about what people might look like tomorrow with bionics. Not like what people are going to look like tomorrow, but like what the up and coming like bionics work would be. Kit is one of tomorrow's people, and that's in the quotation marks. They are individuals whose missing or ruined body parts are being replaced by machines. The machines respond to commands from the brain. The commands are sent to nerve endings and the dangling telephone wires that remain after an injury. The commands are then converted or changed into motion, called neutral prosthesis. You may know these machines by another name, bionics. Prosthesis? Yeah, sorry, prosthesis. Wow. Oh, that's it. Wow. So, I guess another fact from here is that they said doctors are finding new ways to connect the brain to help people have more movement. I know, I've seen some videos, and if I was in class, I'd show you some. There are some people who have movement, and they don't want artificial limbs, or they lose a leg, and they're okay with using just, you know, a not fancy one, I guess. They don't mind if they don't have something that looks like it. So, I don't know. We'll have to watch one of those sometime. Oh, we did have another page. This is closing in on a lifelike limb. The abilities of today's proto-bionic arm will triple in the next prototype. Wow. Human arm 22 movements. Oh my gosh. From the shoulder to the finger last joints, the arm has at least 22 points of movement. Nerves carry the brain's instructions from the spinal cord to the muscles. That is crazy how fast it goes too. Traditional prosthesis, 3 movements. The pincer hand prosthesis has cables that move when the levers are pressed. It is the only device available to most amputees. Proto 1 bionic arm has 7 movements. Nerves that once reached the lower arm are routed into other muscles. Electrodes placed on these muscles capture the brain's commands and send them by wires to the prosthesis. So there's like a battery pack. Well, clearly that one looks more natural and crazy. Oh, maybe that's because it is his arm. That's not. Oh, yeah, this is not. Huh. No wonder why it looks natural, because it is his arm. This one has more movement, though, than this one. There is one in one of the videos, and it looks just like a regular arm. Fingertip nodes will detect pressure, vibration, and temperatures. The data will be sent to the brain. There are 17 hand motions in the prototype. Next prototype has up to 22 movements. Electrodes implanted in the damaged nerves will receive the brain's commands. Computer chips will then send these commands wirelessly to decoders to be converted into motions. A battery in the bionic limb will power the motions. There's like computer chips, shoulder rotator. Oh my gosh. The bionic arm is 7 to 8 pounds. Like the average adult arm. The bionic arm can lift up to 60 pounds. Holy smokes, that's crazy. Okay, so I'm glad we read that part because now I have another fact. The human arm has 22 movements. Fact. The next prototype is supposed to have 22 movements. Now it only has 7. I'm going to write that. Now it has 7. It's crazy to think about all the different movements. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to put 2 definitions. And I'm going to write the definition for an amputee. An amputee. Someone. I should say something, because an animal could be an amputee, or a bug could who has lost a limb or removed. Some people have to have them removed if they get infected. And I'm also going to do the word phantom. Phantom, since it sounds like an F, the PH makes the F sound. Sometimes I want to change my name to Faith with a PH because no one would have that name. Something not real. Thing not real, but exists in your mind. All right. So I've met my expectations. I have my facts, my date, and we're good to go. I hope you enjoyed that.